No.
Where's my show? Wow, you can see me. Where? I don't feel comfortable. Why? Did you kidnap her?
Yes.
Who?
Yes.
Did you pay attention? Why?
What?
Okay, I'm excited. I like to listen. Go.
Yeah, listen when I ask you questions.
I'm gonna listen.
Alright, eyes up here, guys. Alright. So how old are you all? 14. 15, 14, 15, 15, 17.
15. I'm older.
But you guys are you're all freshmen, right? For the most part.
I don't know.
Nope, some people are.
Mostly we're freshmen.
Mostly freshmen.
You're not a freshman.
Alright, what is some of your guys' biggest accomplishments in life so far?
Surviving.
Sleeping.
Surviving? Okay.
Sleeping.
Not listening.
Go back to bed.
That's your biggest accomplishment?
One of my biggest accomplishments.
We can tell.
Has anyone scored a game-winning goal?
I haven't.
Like,
You did a lot.
is that a big?
Okay.
That would be high if you sleep.
Actually, think about this. What do you guys think your biggest accomplishment in life is?
Probably not dying
Okay.
You can't be. My
or
biggest.
killing
My
someone.
biggest accomplishment.
Probably a good accomplishment.
Okay.
Say, hey, you're big.
Do you guys think?
Sam.
Sam, guys, up here. Sam, up here. You guys think at your guys' age that you can change the world?
I could.
Yeah.
I'm gonna change the world.
Why'd you ask her for my you're always late, so you just told me it's so good, it's not that
I can. I believe you are.
You think you can?
Yes, I think.
Does anyone else think you can?
Yes. People can get
No?
shot in the
You don't
face
think
on
you
the
can?
bus in Iraq and talk about it. That's a real thing. It's gonna be fun.
Well, today we're going to learn about a 20-year-old who controlled the biggest empire in the world. Do you guys know who that 20-year-old is? Alexander the Great. He was 20 when he became king. You guys remember Philip from yesterday, King Philip of Macedonia?
Yeah.
It's his dad. So why do we call him Alexander the Great?
Because he was
He's a great
greatest
person.
king.
He conquered Persia.
He conquered Persia. You guys know anything else about him?
He got
I don't remember.
about this.
Something about Greece? Okay. In 10 years, so he was 20 when he started, and in 10 years, he created the largest empire in the world at that time.
Yes.
The largest one. Also, he spread the Greek culture throughout the entire world. You guys will learn about this probably as you get a little bit older, but he ushers in what is called the Hellenistic Age. And basically that's the spread of Greek culture across all around the world because of Alexander. So, this is a picture of his empire. So in 10 years, you can see where he started up here in Greece, crossed over into Turkey and Asia Minor, came all the way down into Egypt, went all the way out through and snaked through Persia, all the way into India.
Yes.
This was the largest empire the world had ever seen. And he started it when he was 20.
That's amazing.
What I'm trying to show you guys is a 20-year-old was able to do that.
I can do that.
Just think what you guys could do.
I can kill everybody.
I don't think killing is what I had in mind. I thought maybe about, helping people.
Maybe.
Just a thought,
But what if I have to help them by killing someone?
No.
Yeah, what if I really have to? I'm a war veteran, right?
Okay, well, later. I'll talk about Jesus
That's
later.
a true thing.
All right, so where did he come from? He was born in Bella, Macedonia. Like we already said, his father was Philip, King Philip.
I was born in Greek too.
Yeah, sure.
How do you know? You don't.
I don't. You're right.
Exactly.
All right, you guys remember Aristotle?
Who?
You guys remember learning about Aristotle?
I think.
Okay. Aristotle was one of the smartest men in the world at this time. He's considered a great philosopher. We still learn about him today. He's very smart. Alexander was tutored by him. And like I said, his father was Philip, the king of Macedonia, who was the first person to conquer all the Greek city-states and bring them together as one.
Yes.
Do you guys remember how tough Sparta is
Yeah.
because of how
The movie.
the movie, but because they're really, really good at war and stuff, right?
Good at fighting.
Good at fighting. Great warriors. So, at age 20, he's been tutored by the smartest man in the world. His father was a great military leader, so that probably means he's now a great military leader.
Yes,
And he was just taking over Macedonia at the age of 20. What do you think his personality is like because of all this?
Is he very egotistical?
He's probably very egotistical. He's probably very full of himself.
Punch him in the throat.
What?
He punch him in the throat. Put him in his place.
You probably wouldn't like him. You're right. He's full of himself. He thinks the world of himself at this point in life. So his mother was Olympia, and his father was Philip. This is just pictures of them both, just to kind of give you context.
Amazing.
So cool, right?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So he began his rule when his father was assassinated in 336 BC. Alexander was 20, like I've said. So the first thing he has to do is, so when a king's assassinated, what do you think happens to his country?
They're all
They all want his throne. Everyone wants his throne. Now, even though Alexander was the clear heir, his first order of business was to defeat rebellions up in the northern part of Macedonia and in the Greek city-states. And in the process of recapturing these lands and securing the land his father's already won, he defeats Thebes and massacres everyone in it, including the women and children.
So he kills everybody.
Yes.
I told you.
Everybody dies.
We will get to that. Anyway, why do you think he killed everyone in Thebes? What do you think he was doing? Why did he do that?
Trying to show everybody.
He was setting an example. He was putting his foot down and saying, "Oh, nice of you to join us."
Yeah.
He's joining.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You gotta beat up that man again.
All right, just coming quietly.
Alright.
Yeah, you have to be quiet and you have to pay attention.
Yes.
Do we get candy again?
Yes, you do.
Anyway.
Yes, you have to tell them that till the end. You have to tell them that there was no candy.
All right.
Listen,
It's okay.
no. But I got the plus.
Why? Again, he was putting his foot down. He was telling everyone, "If you mess with me, I'll kill you, and I'll kill you without mercy."
I love you.
Bye.
Bye, Corbin.
Bye. Have a nice day.
This is a picture of what Alexander looked like. All right. So now, after he secured Greece and his homeland and the land his father had won, what do you think his first thought is?
Didn't he
kill the Indians or?
No. What do you think his first thought to do now? Okay, he had just got done defeating rebellions
Yes.
in Greece and everything, and securing the land his father had won.
He's gonna
He's
try to get more.
Yeah, he's about 21. He thinks he's the best military leader, the smartest guy in the world,
That's me.
and he's going to go and he's going to take it.
I want it.
He takes 40,000 men and crosses into Asia Minor or Turkey, and he declares that Asia would be won by the spear. He's saying, "I'm going to come in here and I'm going to take your land, and there's nothing you guys can do about it because I'm that awesome and that good at this."
That's how we did it.
Everything is awesome.
Yes. And to further showcase how kind of arrogant and stuff he was, there's this legend about the Gordian knot. And the legend is said that the man who was able to untie this knot was destined to rule all of Asia.
I will do that right now. Give me it.
So there was this really complicated knot. Supposedly this knot's been there for years. And the person to come along and untie it will rule all of Asia.
Who untied it?
So what do you think Alexander, what do you think he thinks about this knot?
He can do
He's gonna
anything.
untie it.
He's going to want to try to untie it.
Actually cut it.
And he tries and tries to
What is
untie
that?
it.
Can you please tell me?
The Gordian knot,
What is the little twisties? Is it yarn?
that's the knot.
I know, but what is it?
Like, what's it made of?
Yes. Is it
Rope. It's a big knot made of rope. It's very unlike.
Okay, that's I just want you to know if it's rope or yarn.
What?
How big is it in real life?
Okay, here's the legend, but I assume it's going to be like huge knot that he's got to undo.
Why does he have to?
Okay, it's a legend, and it said whoever unties this
Explain it, try.
knot was going to rule all of Asia. And Alexander heard about this knot and thought, I want to rule all of Asia, I'm going to go untie it. And so he sits there and tries to untie it. And he finally just says, screw it, takes out a sword and cuts it in half and says, I untied it. I'm going to take over all of Asia.
No, not really. That doesn't seem fair.
He cheats.
He did it.
It's a legend.
that way. Okay,
We
that's
don't
like,
know if this
okay,
fully happened or
I
not.
have something. Okay, it's like your
Okay.
headphones are all tangled up, and
Yes.
you just cut them, and it's not pointless.
You're right.
What's the point?
But then he went and took over all of Asia.
Okay, well, my headphones don't work.
I'm just saying it's a legend. You guys need to know that. All right, so what's the biggest country in the world at this time? We just got done learning about it. Persia. And so for him to take over all of Asia, he's untied the knot. He thinks he's destined to do it. It's hot stuff right now. He's got to defeat Persia. And the leader of Persia at this time is Darius.
Sorry, it was funny.
Well, that's funny.
The leader at this time is Darius. And so for you to capture a country, what do you have to do? You have to kill the leader, capture the leader, take the capital city.
Wait, I got a question.
Yes.
Alright, let's say, okay, back in the old days, somebody sends a hitman to kill the leader. Would that hitman be the leader, or would the person that sends the hitman?
Probably the person who sends the hit.
Okay, so if you kill them, you just automatically. Okay, so if you
Well,
kill the
if you-
president, doesn't
look-
mean you
look.
become president.
If you're right.
You really don't.
Okay, so back at this time, you take an army and you want to take over a nation, right? And usually that nation has a king, or sometimes a ruler.
Patrick.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about Patrick as much.
Or not Patrick. Oh, what's the little dude's name? Yeah, him.
Okay.
I see
But for you to
I
For
see
you to
Patrick.
fully take over that country, you have to take the capital city and you have to kill the leader or capture the leader. Because even if you take the capital city and the leader's still out there with an army, he's still going to be attacking you and taking you and like trying to get his land back. So you have to get the leader. And Alexander knows this. He's trying very hard to get to Darius. And the first time that he finds Darius and attacks him in battle is at the Battle of Issus. Issus. Yes. All right. So he dispatches his army, and it's a complete another. Like he destroys Darius. It's not even a match. The legend is he only lost by 110 men. We don't really know for sure how much, but other than that, we know that Alexander won a huge victory. The problem was Darius ran away. He didn't actually capture him. He just defeated his army, and the leader got away. So he won a great victory.
They legit like run away.
Yeah, he got in his chariot, all him and his guards, and just left the battlefield. Knew he was going to lose and left. But he left so quickly, he left his wife and children, and Alexander was able to capture them.
That's what you're crap, dude.
But he didn't capture the leader, so he still hasn't taken over all of Persia yet.
That's hilarious.
What's so funny?
And so after that battle,
Because I was running out of breath.
Alexander's reputation spreads throughout that whole region. And he's able to basically just walk into cities all around Asia Minor, and they just surrender to him. They say, don't kill us, we'll serve you, we know we can't beat you, and they just join him. And he does this basically all the way down into Egypt, to where he conquers Egypt, and they make him pharaoh, and they consider him a god. So at this point in his life, he's like 24, 25.
What about King Tut?
Not different time period.
Wait, which one was before?
What?
What was before what?
I think King Tut was before Alexander. And so he gets to Egypt, and he's 25, 22 at this time. He's just defeated the greatest king in open battle, the biggest, baddest king in open battle. He was tutored by one of the smartest guys in the world at the time, and he was just crowned pharaoh, and people were calling him a god. His head is huge right now.
Why is his head huge?
Because he just took
Because he's
over so
arrogant.
much.
Like he thinks he's all
I
messed up.
thought you were being objective.
No, his head is not physically big.
His head's
It's like a watermelon.
No, he's thinks so highly of himself right now. It's ridiculous. Everything's going good for him. He's a god. He's a king. He defeated the biggest. He's defeated the biggest, baddest dude in all of Asia.
You should fight him.
And so he still hasn't taken over all of Persia yet because Darius is still alive. And so again, he leaves Egypt and goes up into Persia to fight Darius again because he found out where he is. And then, as he's doing that, he takes over the capital city of Persia, burns it to the ground, and destroys it. He's done one of the two things you need to do to take over a country. He took the capital, but the leader is still out there. This is what it looked like before Alexander destroyed it.
Why wouldn't it be black and white?
It's like it's a remake. Again, Darius was able to flee from the capital city, and Alexander chased after him. Sorry about the box. I don't know why it's randomly in there.
It's a great box.
So, when Alexander finally caught up to Darius, Darius was already dead. Darius' own men had killed him. And they thought if they killed Darius and presented him to Alexander, Alexander would reward them and give them lots of money, not kill them. The exact opposite happened. Alexander was furious that they had killed Darius, and he executed all the assassins, and then gave Darius a royal funeral. He wanted to be the one to take over, and he also respected Darius because Darius was a good ruler and a good king. He had the biggest empire until Alexander came in, so he was worthy of respect. And basically, at death, Alexander decided to respect him. All right, and so after he defeated Darius, he's gained all of Persia. Now, where is left to go?
India.
India. Now, at this point in history, no one has really been in India before. No one has really gone past Persia. They just.
He's gonna lose.
This is the first time that anyone's ever set foot in India. And Alexander says, I'm going to take it. I'm going to be the first. So, do you guys remember, there was a couple, maybe last week or something, when the Persians were taking over places, what did they do to those rulers in that country?
They threw him down the well.
No, they don't. Is that when they tell them they have to be part of
Yes. They just they said,
it?
we beat you, we're going to let you keep ruling as long as you pay taxes to us and are loyal to us. Alexander did the same thing. It's actually very smart because it keeps your country intact. You don't have to rule the whole thing, and you get a bunch of money. So, as he enters India, this has been like 9 years of nonstop fighting and moving around the country. What do you think his men are feeling at this point?
Exhausted.
Yeah, they're tired. They miss their families. They want to go back home. They're done fighting. They don't want it. So they actually rebel against going any further. They say, no, Alexander, you can't win battles by yourself. We're not going any further. We want to go home. And so basically Alexander says, okay, we're going to go back. We're just going to go back to Babylon, go back to Greece. I'm going to be done. On the way home, his best friend Hephaestion dies. Gets sick and dies. This actually crushes Alexander. Hephaestion was his best friend, and on the way home to mourn Hephaestion, to, feel better about his death, he goes on a killing rampage and a drinking binge.
So he's a serial killer?
No, as he's going back, his army's...
He's a serial killer. You can't sugarcoat it.
No, he's not a serial killer.
Yes, he is.
No, because he doesn't go out by himself and kill random people. He goes with his army and attacks cities and just kills everyone.
That's
Okay,
smart.
you want to call it a serial killer?
Yeah, serial killer.
But anyway, he's drinking, he's on a binge, and he's not feeling too good at this point. So he goes back to Babylon and makes that his empire. And makes that the capital of his empire. He says, "I'm done. My best friend's dead. I'm going to chill here in Babylon and make that my empire." He wants to secure his legacy because he wants to be known as one of the greatest leaders ever. And so he takes a wife and one of Darius' daughters, and he encourages, basically means forces, 10,000 of his soldiers to take wives that are Persians. He wants the two people to come together and become one. Why do you think he did that?
So,
How does that secure his legacy?
so the Persians.
So they can't split apart again because they're now one.
Basically.
Can't take
Basically, there's not going to be Persians or Greeks anymore. They're going to be one people. So the two of the biggest countries in the world are coming together, and he's hoping this secures his legacy. Unfortunately, remember that drinking binge he goes on?
Yeah.
He gets a fever. Well, we don't exactly know what killed him. Some people think he was poisoned. Basically, he dies at the age of 33.
Sorry about this one.
Remember, he was 20 when he took over. So it's been about 12, 13 years. And he dies. So in about 10 years of fighting, he was able to secure the biggest empire the world ever seen. He was a great military genius.
That's amazing.
Got drunk, killed people, got married, and died.
Pretty much.
Lit.
Pretty much. But he dies without an heir. He doesn't have a kid. He doesn't have someone to take over. And so
What about his wife thing?
his
Does
wife,
it have to be a dude?
yeah, it has to be a dude. It is. At this point in history, women didn't get anything.
Wow. Disrespectful. Still don't.
And so, yeah. But his three top generals say, "All right, we're going to split up the empire, and we're going to take it for ourselves." So Antigonus takes this area. He takes Greece and a little bit into Turkey and Asia Minor. Ptolemy gets Egypt, all of Egypt. And Secundus gets all of Persia, basically. His three top generals, his three closest friends, the Sepharvaician, takes over his empire. So, like I said, the mystery of Alexander's death, he was only 33, he'd just been on a drinking binge, and he died of a fever. But how did he get that fever? Plutarch reports that he had been plagued by several bad omens. What do you think this means? Bad omens.
Witches. Put spells on him, basically.
Yeah, he was somewhere along his way, someone put a spell on him, and he had demons following him, and they killed him.
I hope.
Basically, that's what that means.
That'd be cool.
They didn't know. They don't know what happened. Some others claim that Alexander was poisoned during his drinking binge.
Maybe.
That all the time he was drinking, drunk all the time, someone poisoned him. No one knows for sure. No one knows for sure.
What do you think happened?
I don't know. I don't have. You can research it for yourself, but
I'd rather believe the second one.
you rather believe the second one that he's poisoned?
Yeah. I would like to see demons kill him.
Oh, well.
It'd be kinda cool.
It's very hard to know because we can't go back and
He's 33.
If we had a time machine, so.
time machines don't exist though. I don't think they ever will either.
Tonight. So does he.
All right, so this is what I want you guys to do. So he's dead. His empire is all split up, and that was the life of Alexander the Great. A short 10 years, successful 10 years, but unfortunately his legacy doesn't really live on because he didn't have an heir. All right, so in your groups, I want you guys to talk together. And you see this question behind me? So he was a relatively young leader of such a huge and powerful influence. Could a leader of his age succeed today? So could a 20-year-old take power and be successful?
Can a 15-year-old
Probably not.
Okay, I want you to wait.
Take over like.
After you guys have discussed that, can you name a young leader in the military or any other areas today?
Me.
Yeah,
And they don't have to be 20 years old. They can be considered a young leader. Do people take him seriously? Explain why or why not. So get in your table groups and talk about it.
I can't read the
Hey,
Hey, listen, we have to talk. So that they have face to face. The leader moves every day. No, because corporate America.
Alright, guys, you gotta get this sit and talk.
We have to speak and talk about our
Sound
chat.
comes
So we have to
when
write it down. This question we'll talk about, and then the next question we'll do.
I will break your phone more than when it's broken.
Alright. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think? Could a 20-year-old succeed today as
Anybody.
Pass the burden.
Wait, is this like
I'm joking.
It's hypothetical. Think a 20-year-old today could be a good leader.
You're not talking to their group, you're online. I'll find you.
Well, come up with an answer because you guys are going to talk about it.
Judge
Whatever you say, what you guys come up with.
does have
Going around
Now, but-
You sound stupid.
So then just like stop eating it.
Alright, so what do you guys come up with?
Okay.
A 50-year-old could get a drug.
Was that too far?
It'd be illegal for a 50-year-old.
We're talking about parenting attitude.
Well,
Okay, so
don't forget to look up to see if there's any young leaders. I'm sure you Look, I'll give you an example.
Your shirt is Ball State.
Minister or something.
One of them.
So, what have you guys come up with? And hey, what do you guys come up with?
Why'd you leave? I have to show you pictures.
Okay, so
Is this him? Is this him?
And you guys, but do you guys think of any? Can you guys think of any young leaders today?
Is this the prime minister?
How old is the guy?
He's 15.
You guys can look it up.
Unless you're over 65 or Ellen, then you can't. Don't say anything. Hey.
Hey.
It's my favorite country. I'm gonna.
Oh, you're so mean. Yeah. I said they were doing I'm just kidding.
No, this guy does not have a handle.
On December 25th.
What do you guys think?
He said Mexico. I didn't have a phone. He can't hold three.
What?
You guys think?
This guy, his right hand is the only normal thumb. His only normal thumb. And this finger is like this big, like that way, like an indentation and a ball on the end. These two fingers are just gone. And then this one looks like Dumbledore.
Have you all come up with answers, or do you need a little more time?
We're fine.
Oh, no.
You want me to put him down or
Hey, what was the question? It's up there, whatever that question says right there.
Oh, I got it.
Have you guys all come up with answers? Have you guys found a young leader?
Wait, we had to find a leader?
Find someone who you consider a young leader.
Wait, it has to be like real life.
I'm in your class.
Stop! I'm gonna find something.
Every second they gave.
This is about.
My hand's up.
Alright, do you guys need more time? Judging by this amount of noise. You guys need a little more time still?
Yes.
That's fine. But you guys better have an answer. Someone will call on your table.
What's our answer?
You have to always play by
I'm not.
The question is, why do people not want that president?
I have the intelligence.
All of them give speeches like this. I always thought you
Look up.
And they're just like, our answer is, nobody likes anybody over the age of.
Yeah, you're gonna say it. I don't say it.
corporate America is turned out.
That's Facebook.
But this is on the whole world. I think it's corporate
For a long time,
Read the question out loud.
Why or why not do young leaders
They can't, they have all kinds of nuclear bombs.
But young, there is no
Alright guys, 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes.
Get up. How old is I just tried.
Quit drawing.
Sean, yes or no?
Yes.
Ask.
I haven't texted her.
Alright, 2 more minutes.
No room.
What do you guys want?
Justin Bieber.
What about him?
See, everyone loves him.
Nobody even takes my advice. I said Justin Bieber.
No, not everyone loves him.
Everybody has that Bieber fever every once in a while. I would not believe it.
Alright guys. Alright. Everyone quiet down.
Seriously.
I'm going to go table to table. I'm going to see what answer you guys got.
What was her guy's name?
What did you guys come up with? Alright, so first off, do you guys believe that a 20-year-old today could be a good leader?
Heck,
Yes.
Why?
We have this guy, his name is Kim Jong-un,
I don't know
right?
what to say.
He has all kinds of bombs and stuff, and he can like control the country very well.
But do you think Kim Jong-un's a good leader?
Not a good leader, no, but I mean,
So a 20-year-old could be.
a good evil person. He's good at being. He's good at what he does.
You just contradict. Hey, listen up. Listen to what they're saying.
Can I read first? Me. I don't know.
Hold on. Okay, so first off, do you think a 20-year-old could be a good, successful leader today?
Depending on who they are.
Depending on who they are. Okay. And what young leader did you find?
That's that North Korean.
Like Kim Jong-un. Okay, how old is he?
I don't know.
You didn't look up how old he is.
Nope.
35.
You guys looked up Kim Jong-un too. How old is
He's
he?
33.
33. He's very young.
I just looked
Do
it
you
up.
think he's a good ruler?
From what he does, yes.
What did you guys come up with?
What? I don't know what his last name is.
The Canadian.
Justin something.
Okay, first off, you guys think a young 20-year-old could be a good leader today?
Yes.
Why?
I think a leader today, his age, can be a leader as long as he prepares himself.
So as long as he prepares himself, he could be a good leader. Okay. Hey, table and back. Sam. Cut the chatter. Cut the chatter. We're listening to Sam.
No, I'm not traveling.
You guys.
What do you guys speak loud?
No, it's your turn.
No, it's
Yeah.
not. It's their turn.
No. Who is your leader?
I just told you. Justin something.
Who is he?
I don't know. He's the Canadian minister.
Prime Minister.
Whatever.
And how old is he?
Whatever, same difference.
How old is he?
What?
How old is he?
How old is he? 33. He's like 33.
He's like mid-30s.
Yeah.
Canada likes him a lot. So do you think he's a good leader?
Yes.
Alright.
I'm not doing that.
So, what did you come up with, middle group? You came up with Kim Jong-un. First off, do you think a 20-year-old would be a good leader today? Why did you guys say no? Because you don't think they're old enough to have enough experience? It's a valid answer. We don't think they could have enough experience to be a good leader.
I don't know.
And you guys
Yeah,
came
it
up
does
with
depend on the dude though.
it depends on who's the
You need
leader.
to pay attention. It's not me. No, you're not. You're playing something else out of Florida.
So I'm 22. Do you think I could be a good leader?
Yes!
Yes.
I love how you could be a president.
Okay.
Run out your
Take this school. No, I'm not going to take this school. So you just think it depends on the person, if they're more mature.
Yes.
Group in the back. Do you think a 20-year-old would be a good leader today? Sam? It depends. You guys are with this group, it depends on the person. What leader did you guys find?
We have Sebastian Kurz, the Prime Minister of Austria, and he is 31.
He's 31 and the Prime Minister of Australia.
Why are they all so young for?
They were elected. They ran for office and they were elected.
Wait, hold on, I have a question. Why have to be so?
Our Constitution says you have to be 35 to run for president.
Yeah, so don't.
You like me go
So it's a rule of ours. You have to be 35.
Disgusting.
Last group.
It hurt, don't it?
But you don't want to do that.
Hey,
David, don't get hit by it.
last group. What did you guys come up with? So your guy was Prince William. And how old is he?
Good old hugger.
Yeah, you know what? You're old. Shut up. I'm not arguing with him until the end of this class.
Do you guys believe a 20-year-old can be a good leader?
It depends who it is.
So,
Like the Simpsons?
What is wrong with your phone?
Oh, boy.
okay, eyes up here. Eyes up here.
Still presidents.
Everyone, Seth.
What?
Look up here. So what I'm trying to get you guys to realize that while most of you said that 20-year-olds could be good leaders today, it just depends on how the person, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to get you guys to realize is though, even though you guys are young, you could probably still make a pretty good impact on this world. Do you guys think you guys could? If you tried, be good leaders? You guys could be good leaders in
What about
high
leading?
school. What?
What am I leaving? I can't leave the country, but I can go to the cafeteria.
I got all like.
That's good. Alright guys, for the last 10 minutes of class.
Don't do it.
I want you guys to get out your MacBooks.
Of course.
Okay.
And you see this question?
Not even.
Thanks, Seth. Okay, you guys can work together in a group, and I want you guys to kind of like type a full response in a Google Doc.
Where do we reply now?
Just in a Google Doc. You don't have to turn it.
We won't? Do we do it? I don't care. And do you want me to just show it to you?
Yes, I want you guys to discuss it for the last time in the class. Research other leaders who have and present who have been involved in the past.
I don't understand what he's wanting. Stop.
And evaluate the impact such a grade has on
Wait, you want me to consider like as a or
He
anything?
said
So, like,
we
if you
he
think
said
we're
we
not
can take a
gonna
Google
do
Doc
it,
and you've been typing it as a Google.
Alright.
So what do we have to do? We don't have to turn in.
Okay, so you see the question.
Okay.
So an Alexander went into Egypt. He was crowned pharaoh.
Make sure my name's on it.
So I want you to see, I want you to research leaders. All the leaders are considered for worship, for command. I want you to research leaders. And then I want you to think about what is that?
Okay, never mind.
I want you to think about if you were a leader as you're like
Alright, guys. You got anything? No, maybe.
Make a decision.
Gregory.
I'm glad we're all in agreement.
You should be able to tell. What? What's your brother's name? Pretty much, yeah.
They might make a web in the air.
You guys there?
Oh my God.
Get a country.
No, because Moses was considered God. Like I said, the Pharaoh was considered God. But yeah,
We all got a text
I
conversation.
just said that.
Yeah, check
I don't.
That was.
Yeah.
Then do what you said.
So this is a different question. I can swear.
You can help me find all the
Are you in it?
Hey,
Question.
Oh no.
okay, so this is what I looked up.
Wait, guys, is the question on school?
Why didn't you
Sweat like
No!
falls on me. No! So much.
Stop! Also, that's
It is eyes.
Mr. God, now.
Might as well be in.
They did.
In my heart.
What?
Are you talking about substance
right now. Yeah, Sean right over there.
She comes out of her room and you're
Hey,
just
Sean!
Alright, guys,
He's talking about He's talking about
Sean, bro, how much people want to say hi?
Somebody went to the daddy.
Just find a name.
Why?
Seth.
Are you about to
Here you go.
I answered the last question.
Here's Greg.
that's Cameron too.
Is this one? You said that line.
He lives with his girlfriend.
So he's skipping school?
Yeah, he stayed at Colby's.
Yeah, I was like, are you only supposed to do one?
What has to sit down?
Not so I need a finger on I did. So, do you have it pulled up?
No, delete. Can you stop? Hang up.
Focus on the question.
I know it.
Okay, look up a picture.
It's Alex.
I knew it was Alex. I knew it.
Do you know?
You got the Google Docs up.
No. Google open.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, he was considered a god.
And then
Guys, Seth, get off the desk, please.
Sorry.
Yes.
We all helped him. They all did.
Really, they sent it into my name on it.
You guys, we work as a group. So.
you got the gift count.
I gotta put this desk back.
Here's Donald.
So I've got 5 minutes.
What time is it?
Move your big feet so I can put the desk back.
Huh? I know.
I know.
Hey, look at Sean. He's in the middle. Do you see him? Yeah,